each other, and that's it. We ain't never gonna rise up. From generation to generation, they did it so wrong, and we just gonna stand about this here for black people. This it. I don't think so. The most I got promises for the people. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, been in captivity so many years. We don't woke up, we don't find out we is. Messiah the way, gon' show you the lens. Repent for your sins, be right at the end. Forsaking this world, we cannot be friends. Pray to the east if you wanna go home. Fasting and praying, I'm back in my zone. I'm what we need you, don't leave us alone. Don't you know you got power? Oh, I bind and rebuke every demon. I go to war with some legions. I'm feeling like give me a reason. Devil, you cannot have my people. No, we cannot follow the heathen. Messiah, the way I can just let them lead you. We gotta armor up like a fiend. I'm bound to rebuking the spirit of lust. I'm bound to rebuking the spirit of hate. I'm bound to rebuking the spirit of sin. We bound them and send them right back to the lake. We bound to rebuke them. Christ said, loose them. You got some power, so walk in your faith. All in his blood. We cannot run from no demons. We bound them up right in their face. Don't you know you got power? 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 We bound to rebuke them. Christ said loose them. 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 Don't you know you got power? 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 Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Power. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Breaking Strongholds Ministries. Good afternoon. How y'all doing this evening? I know I haven't been on in the last couple of weeks. But you know, I worked quite long hours last week, and I did some the other stuff the week before, so I'm coming on tonight to be able to talk to you a little bit about something that may happen. I ain't gonna be on long, but I want to go ahead and start off with the prayer, and then I'm gonna read something from the Bible, and then I'm gonna read you a couple of articles. Then I want to talk to you about, ask you a couple of questions. I'm really not gonna be teaching a lot tonight, but I'm gonna talk tonight a little bit. It reads, "O creators of the heavens and earth, of our radiance and vibrations, soften the grounds of our beings and carve out a space with us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativities so that we may be empowered to bear fruits of our missions. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance with our desire within your purpose for our life. Bestow us with the wisdom of produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled thread of destiny that binds us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which distracts us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of present moments. For you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the creator power and fulfillment. As all is gathered and made whole once again, so let it be. So let it be, so let it be, so let it be. I'm coming to you this evening. I'm going to talk about Zechariah Zechariah chapter 13, 8 and 9. And then I'm going talk to you about um, um, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about some stuff that's going on in the world. Okay? And then so that you can be able to make your own decisions on how you want to do things. It reads in Zechariah 13:8 and 9, it says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahuwah, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. And I will say, It is my people. And they shall say, Yahuwah is my Ananah." I want to talk to you today about the time of test is here. The time of test. The time of test is here. The time of test is here. When the Most High said in in Zechariah 13:9, and he said, "And we'll try them." The word "try" means test. Okay, it means test. That's basically what it means, to be tested, especially mental, general and figuratively, to investigate, examine, prove, and tempt, try or trials. Okay. Most High is talking about the 1/3 that's out of the 2/3 he's going to try. Okay, he's going to try us to see if we are worthy to make it into the kingdom, to make it into whatever's going to happen. But also, the reason why the 2/3 in verse 8 is not going to make it, it's not because they didn't have the abilities to make it. It's not because they did not have the strength to make it. It was because in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verses 11 and 12, it says, "Ananias was sent a strong delusion to those who do not believe the truth, so they will believe a lie." Okay, let me get my Bible and read it for you, because I want us to understand something. Right now, what we getting ready to go through is a test during this time period. We getting ready to go through no, I can just put it up right now. Hold on, let me do this. We getting ready to go through a test during this time period. When I say a true test, we getting ready to go through a test, because the Most High want to see who all is willing to listen to his prophets during this day and time. And he's wanting to test you to see what are you going to be willing to do. What are you going to be willing to do during this time period? Are you going to be willing to listen to his prophets and believe the prophets or seers? Or are you just going to go on your own interpretation or your own experience or your own beliefs? So because when you start to go on your own thought process and your own belief system without no investigations, there's going to be a strong delusion that comes upon you because you're not taking heed to the word of Yahuwah. Okay, it says again in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11 and 12, it says, "And for this cause Ananias will send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasures in unrighteousness." See, the reason why the 2/3 did not make it is because they did not want to believe the truth. They did not want to believe what has been going on in the world, and they did not want to believe the seers or the prophets who's coming out trying to tell the people the truth. They can't say they didn't have an opportunity to receive it because there's plenty of people on YouTube, Facebook, on four corners of the... You can't say you never had an opportunity. So the reason why the 2/3 are going to pass away is because they did not listen. They did not prepare themselves for the situation that's about to get ready to hit the world. They did not prepare themselves for what's coming. And that's the reason why people perish. Because they don't want to believe the truth and they do not want to live in the truth. This week, Monday, I was praying to Yahuwah. And my main prayer this week on Monday was Him, the Ruach of the Spirit, opening us up so that we can walk in our true abilities. That we can really, truly walk in our abilities. Because we're like a flower that haven't budded. And because we haven't the reason why we haven't budded is because it's within us to cause the flower to bud. It's not from someone else. It's in us to walk in the truth, to make the flower to bud. Everything stems from us or starts from us when it comes down to our ability starting to ignite or to take form and to develop. And see, everything that we go through on this earth is a test to see what you believe in, see how you're going to do things, see where you're going to go, and all of these things here, how you're going to behave, what you're going to believe in, and even do you trust the Most High's word to do His will. Okay? That is the reason why the 2/3 are going to pass away. It's not because they did not have the abilities or not because they didn't have an opportunity. They're going to pass away because they did not believe the truth and wanted to walk in the truth. So when we're looking at verse 9, it says the 1/3 is going to make it, but they're going to be tried, means tested. Okay, we get ready to go into the sea. See, like I was saying, the World War III is getting ready to break out. And during the process of World War III breaking out, those who did not prepare for the situations that's getting ready to hit the earth are going to perish. Those who do not prepare themselves for the situation that's getting ready to hit the earth is going to perish. And I hate to say that, but I gotta say it. If you are not preparing yourself and your household for what's getting ready to happen on the earth, the likelihood of you being successful and making it through the situation is not going to be high. Because you did not believe what the seer's been saying and what the people been saying, and you did not believe Yahuwah's word. So when you did not believe what the seers were saying, you did not physically, because I'm sure the people been coming to people about this with people, and if people did not actually physically prepare themselves for it, they cannot be ready. It's just like I was talking to this guy this week, right? And he said that everybody in Katrina knew that everybody in Louisiana knew that Katrina was coming, but a lot of them didn't believe. A lot of them didn't have the abilities to leave. A lot of people just didn't prepare because they didn't think that it was going to hit. And the moment that Katrina hit New Orleans, with the United States blowing up the dams, people perished because of their own thought process. Not because they did not have an opportunity to leave, not because they didn't have a place to go, not because of they didn't have notifications. They perished because the simple fact is they said it's not going to be the way the news is saying it, because they've been feeling like they've been getting false flags for a long period of time. So when this happened, a lot of people was not able to make it through the process. So the people who was able to make it through the process, their faith was tried during the midst of the situations. So we getting ready to go through the whole globe, especially the United States, is finna get ready to go through another moment of testing to see if you truly believe in the word of Yahuwah, to see if you're going to physically and spiritually prepare for what's getting ready to go on. Because he's getting ready to see if you're worthy for the kingdom, if you're worthy for whatever it is, the reward. See if you're going to really, truly believe. And the reason why I say this, right? Today came out. Today, 14th of August, 2024. The WHO Director General declares Mpox breakout a public health emergency of international concern. Understanding that it is 4 years after 2019 when the globe went through a major experience where they required everybody to do certain things and all these things happen. Now they just came out with the World Health Organization Director General declares Mpox breakout a major public health emergencies of international concern. Which was I?
No, I was going to look up the date because the 2020 Summer Olympics was ended on August the 8th. Mm-hmm. So when they came out with
of 2020?
Yes, that's when.
So the
2020 Summer Games Olympics was July 23rd through August the 8th. So they came out the same. Yeah.
Okay, now I want you to understand something. What my wife just mentioned to me. In 2020.
Oh, in Tokyo.
In Tokyo, the Olympics was held when?
July 23rd.
July the 23rd.
Through August the 8th.
Through August the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
They came out. A week after that, they came out with a lockdown because of the quote-unquote pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
remind you now that the Olympics just ended a couple of days ago. The Olympics just ended a couple of days ago.
Were postponed by 1 year.
Okay, now they're doing the same thing that they did in 2020. They get ready to do it again in 2024. The same time, the same thing.
Well, they shut it down because of COVID in 2020, but 2021 they had the Olympics.
Oh, the 2021 Olympics. Okay. But
It's still the same scheme.
the same scheme that was done in 2021 or 2020 is getting ready to happen right now. The same thing that happened 4 years ago is getting ready to happen right now. 4 years ago. Okay, it says this. I don't know his name. I ain't even finna try to pronounce it. The World Health Organization Director General has determined that the upsurge of mpox in the Democratic Republic of Congo and a growing number of countries in Africa constitute a public health emergency of international concerns under the international health regulations. It said his declaration came on the advice of an IHR emergency committee of independent experts who met earlier in the day to review data presented by experts from WHO and affected countries. The committee informed the Director General that it considers the upsurge of mpox to be a panic with potential to spread further across countries in Africa and possibly outside the continent. The Director General will share the reports of the committee meeting and, based on the advice of the committee, issue temporary recommendations to the countries. That's just a little bit of part of it. So, if you wanted to Google the information, you can Google the information. MPOX, MPOX, in Africa and the World Health Organization. Okay, that's one.
And that came out when?
That came out today. Okay, now, also, what came out, when this come out? This came out August 8, 2024. Special Task Force investigating Venezuelan gangs' alleged ties to Aurora. Okay, Aurora is a city in Colorado. Okay, Aurora City Council officials say an apartment complex on Nomi Street is closing due to code violations, but some council members allege there's more to the story. Okay. Aurora, Colorado, Aurora Police Department say it has assigned detectives to a special task force to investigate a Venezuelan gang alleged connection to the city. The announcement came during a city council public safety meeting on Thursday. We have stood up to a task force specifically to this group, said ADP. Acting Deputy Chief Chris Jewell. We are actively looking at who they are, what they're doing, how many are there, what is the reality of the situation compared to what the other public information that's going on around out there nationally is. Okay, the gang known as, I don't know how to pronounce it, I ain't finna try to pronounce it, started out as a prison gang in Venezuela and has expanded throughout the Western Hemisphere. Last month, the Biden administration designated the gang as a transnational criminal organization accusing it of engaging in human smuggling and trafficking, gender-based violence, money laundering, and illegal drugs trafficking. So what happened in Aurora, Colorado was this gang from Venezuela went up to Aurora, Colorado and took over a apartment complex that was ran or not ran, but it was predominantly African Americans that lived in the apartment complex. So this Venezuelan gang went into Aurora, Colorado and took over the apartment complex. So what the county had to do is to get the gang out of Aurora, Colorado, and out of that complex, they had to deem the apartment complex. They had to deem them unfit in livable space so that they can get the gangs out of those complexes. They had to get them out of the complexes by deeming that the apartments was unfit to live in. Because the gang from Venezuela had went in and took over the apartment complex. And not just understand, that happened on the 8th, but today it came out where Mpox now is considered an international concern. And what I'm saying to you right today is that, and I'm not going to be on long, the time of testing is here. Everything that we getting ready to, the Most High is getting ready to test your faith, test your abilities. He's getting ready to test everything about you at this moment. He's getting ready to test everything about you at this moment. Some of y'all, if you have been listening to me for over 2 or 3 years, even 6 months, you would know that I tell you to buy you some food, buy you some water, buy you some weapons, buy you some first aid kits, buy you things that you could be able to support yourself with. If you have listened to me with any amount of time, you'll hear me say that. And now I'm saying it to you now. If you don't have any of these things that you know you're going to need, if you don't have food, you don't have water, you don't have weapons, you don't have ammo, you don't have first aid, this is what's going to happen to you. And it shall come to pass and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahuwah, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. If you do not see the writing on the wall, and for this cause Adonai shall send them strong delusion, that they shall believe a lie, and that they might all be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasures in unrighteousness. What the word damn mean? The word damn means to be distinguished, to decide mentally and judicially, by implications to try, condemn, punish, avenge, conclude, condemn, damn, decree, determine, esteem, judge, ordain, called in question, sentence to. That's what the word damn means. So the moment that you not believe what people are saying, the Most High is going to condemn you or judge you at this very moment. He's going to judge you. And how he's going to judge you, he's going to allow you to go through situations that you never imagined that you would go through. And you probably would not come out through it because you're not prepared. I'm not finna get ready to stop, but I just wanted to say that to you. Because it says this in Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. What I'm doing right now is giving you a warning of something that's getting ready to happen on an international stage. And how you respond to that based on whether you would be in the 2/3 or the 1/3. Because a friend called me today. He was very concerned because we also got to look at the dynamics of the election and what will be happen during the election period. What if Trump don't make it into office? You know, what if he don't make it? What happens during that process? Because he called me very concerned today because he fears that it will be civil unrest if that doesn't happen. He fears that it will be a civil unrest if Trump doesn't make it into office. And that is worrisome for a lot of people. Because his main concern was, what would single women do if that ever happens? What would the single women put themselves in a situation of? How would they be able to live through a civil unrest if you're a single woman or you're a single woman with children? How would you all be able to make it through that situation if you don't have weapons training, if you don't have a weapon, if you don't have food, you don't have water, you don't have first aid? How would you all be able to make it through that when they have intentionally put women against men and men against women? Because it has always been a divine setup. This has been a setup for us that they did to our community 5 years ago. Because they knew that this was going to happen. So now imagine, you got it set up, you got this picture where it's women against men. Then you create this environment, a hostile civil arrest environment where women are against men. But most women are not protected, don't have no weapon, don't have no training, don't have no food, don't have nothing. How would they be able to make it? How would women be able to make it? And then I have some brothers out here that's still scared to even talk about buying weapons. Listen to this gang that came from Venezuela again. Let me read it to you again. It says the gang is known as Trinidadigo. I guess that's the name. I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Started out as a prison gang in Venezuela and had expanded throughout the Western Hemisphere. Last month, the Biden administration designated the gang as a transnational criminal organization, accusing it of engaging in human smuggling and trafficking, gender-based violence, money laundering, and illicit drugs trafficking. But the thing about it is, nobody is questioning how did these gangs get their weapons. So my spiel is done. I'm done for tonight. But I wanted to say this to you. Look up what WHO director said about the Mpox. I'm seeing what's going on. Because from some sources, people are saying that they're going to shut down the country again. If they shut down the country again, would you be prepared? A lot of people are saying that they just automatically they just getting sick out of the blue. My wife and I, we got sick about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And everybody at the activity got sick. They saying that people are just popping up getting sick all over the place. What are you going to do if they shut down the country again? What would you do if they cause another chaos situation? What would you do if this street gang started to take over? Because they're in all of the major cities. They all are in these inner cities where we live. What would you do? How would you respond? That's the thing. Because it says, in Matthew 24:13, it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. But in Zechariah, see, people, if you do not listen, that is the most damnful thing you could do. It says in Zechariah 13:8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith who 2/3 therein shall be cut off and die, and 1/3 shall be left therein. If you do not take heed, if you don't do nothing but research, so that you can get your own viewpoint and your perspective, do it. Get your head out the sand. Because this is the time of testing. Your faith is going to be tested, your ability is going to be tested, and your belief, and all of these things going to be tested right now. Who you truly going to believe in. So, my advice to you, make sure you got you some food, some dried rice and some beans, some water. Make sure you got your first aid kit. If you got high blood pressure, go to the vitamin store and get some medicine that can substitute for blood pressure medicine. If you don't have weapons, go get you some. They got some for low as $2.99. If you need some training, go get it. Some people out here doing it for free. You need to also do this right here. This is very important because this is what the guy was saying today to me. He said, well, what would you do if we had a civil unrest? I said, he said, what should we do if there's I said, first of all, we should have come together as a collective group and said, if this happens, this is what we need to do. Because everybody should not have the same skills and abilities. You should have somebody who know how to do first aid. You should have somebody in there who know how to start a fire. You should have somebody in there who know how to do water purification. You should have somebody in your group who know how to do communication with the drones. You should have somebody in there who's been prior military or has some type of combat skills. Those are the 5 key elements. Right now, if you need to be getting together with your families to say, hey, if this happens, what will we actually do? What method, what way should we go about doing this? Husband and wife should sit down and say, if there's another demic, how are we going to handle this? Are we going to take their requirements? Or we're not going to take their requirements? What are we going to do? Because understanding that this is repetition, they're doing it over and over and over again, the same thing the same way. So if you're not prepared, expect to fail. Expect not to be successful. But if you are prepared, you got a chance in the fight. Understand that. And there's plenty more other information I can really give you and talk to you about. But I'm not. Some of you are not going to even listen to this and take heed to this. But hopefully one or two people out of this will listen to me and take heed to it. But I'm just doing my purpose as what the Most High called me to do. The rest is on you. So let me pray. Abba, as we come to you today, we thank you, we bless you, we praise you, we give you all the honor and the glory. Abba, we thank you for everything you have done, what you continue to do, Father. Let us be able to walk in our skills and abilities. Let us be able to have the faith and trust in ourselves to be able to do the things that you have called us to do. Because you have put everything in us to do anything that we ask in your name. You have given us the strength, you have given us the wisdom, you have given us the abilities to do whatever you have asked us to do. We just have to be able to do what you called us to do. We have to, Father, we ask that you help us to get rid of the fears. We ask that you help us to get rid of the doubt. We ask that you help us get rid of all the things that hinder us from walking in your word and walking in the truth. And the truth right now is that we're getting ready to go through some times of testing. And we ask that you help us in this moment so that we can be successful. And in all these things we pray in your higher name, so let it be. Hey, y'all, if you don't believe what I just said, Google Venezuelan gangs take over apartments in Aurora, Colorado. Google Mpox and WHO. Get your receipts. Alright, y'all have a nice one.
Skills, they got me like, whoa. Fit to the wilderness, ready to go. Who said we feel we got him on the boat? They telling us take it, I'm telling them no. They keeping the beast, I'm keeping my soul. Hold at my name, we in the road. Days are over, gotta endure till these days is over. Bring back the dub, bring back the king that was sent from above. Sending no plays, he doing it for us. Always made or had enough. Tired of people playing with his love. Try these sisters that is on his soul. Open the seals, somebody equal. Family, look at the time. This not the time to rewind. He's sending floods to fire. They call it climate change. It's really the fall of pain. Heart remain. They about to feel the flame. You cannot run in your bunkers. Players coming like a fountain. They running the D's and mountains. Messiah is coming, we vouching. The prophets is back. We keeping laws and got us attached. We seeing signals, he about to attack. We seeing signs, he coming back. He sending them plays, you can't send them back. Whoa, players coming, they in and finish. We can't send them back, this ain't no tennis. It's a blessing if you get the witness. Stay repentant, get off of the hit list. Keep commandments, not keeping my feelings. Second coming, yeah, he about to end it. Just close the door. Get on the ark and close the door. I get the fire, ain't playing no more.